Hi, good morning. Welcome to my channel. My name is Zia and I am moving to Japan. So, how the hell am I moving to Japan? That's a great question. I am moving with the JET program. As of April 7th, I was shortlisted by the JET program, and I am really looking forward to my move at the end of July. So, a little bit about all of me and how this even happened. Let's start with why Japan in the first place. Anyone who knows me knows that I've loved Japan, the culture, the food for a really long time. When I was 8 years old, I met my half Japanese, half Jamaican cousin, and she talked to me so much about what it was like in Japan, and I was really interested from that point on. I got into, anime just like everybody else. Really into Japanese food really young, and then by the time I reached high school, I was given the opportunity to study abroad in high school, which I honestly am so grateful for. That really changed the trajectory of my life. So I took the opportunity. I studied abroad in Japan for a semester, and for another semester I had my homestay sister come and live with me. It was a really good program because we got to stay with each other, so it wasn't like we were ever alone, and I kind of have a family now forever, and I'm really grateful for all of that. Time flies by, I go to college, I'm studying theater like I've done my whole life, pursuing theater, and then my mom and I go on a trip, a volunteer trip, a few years ago. And I guess not a few years ago, a year ago now. We got back in February of 2025. I was still in college doing this. My professors were really great in helping me manage to do some of it online and some of it in person. But this trip made me realize I wasn't in love with theater anymore. I was in love with traveling and exploring the world and learning new languages. That has always been so important to me. Learning languages, learning how to talk to people, learning how to share new things has always been the height of importance to me. And so I thought about a program that I had heard about way back when I was in high school called the JET program. What is the JET program? Let's start there. So just off of the JET website, I'll just read their little blurb. The JET program is a competitive employment opportunity that allows professionals to live and work in cities, towns, and villages throughout Japan. Being a JET is an opportunity to work and represent the United States as cultural ambassadors to Japan, or other countries, but I'm from the US. Most participants serve as assistant language teachers, that's what I'm gonna be, and work in public and private schools throughout Japan. Some work as coordinators, which is something I hope to be one day, coordinators for international relations, or CIRs, as interpreters and translators. So that's a little bit of the textbook, but for me, JET is a lot more than that. JET is an opportunity to move to Japan, to move to the place that I've wanted to live permanently since I lived there the first time in high school. So I began my research into how this worked my junior year of university, and I began the application process in September. The application opens in September and closes in November. If you see me looking over here, it's just because I have a little list of the things that I want to get to in this video. So the application is a pretty large process. I'm not going to go into too much detail about it now. I'll probably make a separate video about my application. But essentially you have to write an essay, you have to fill out a lot of questions talking about why you're interested in Japan, what you want to do, what you want to share culturally, and what you're going to bring to offer to the JET program. For me, I've been working as an assistant teacher in after-school programs since I was 14. I love teaching, and it's something that I'm very passionate about, especially teaching languages. So I was interested in talking about that. I was also interested in talking about my relationship with Japan through my exchange, through my families, my blood family and my homestay family, and how me as someone who grew up in a culturally mixed community also understands the importance of grassroots and cultural ambassadorship. So that was really important to me in that whole process. Needless to say, I finished my application, put it in November, and this is when it becomes torturous. I did not hear back until, I believe, late January or really early February about whether or not I was even accepted for an interview. Luckily I was, right? And they give me like a couple of dates that I can choose for my interview. I schedule that, we go through. So mind you, I'm waiting from November until February just to hear if I get an interview. So February comes, I have my interview. That went really well. I'll make a video about that another day. And then you wait again. So February 18th was my interview. I did not hear back about the results until April 7th at 3 p.m. And I remember this time because I was on my way to a dance rehearsal for one of my projects for my graduation. And I'm with my classmate and I just see this like brown J pop up on my email and I'm like, I was waiting for this email all day, but my brain saw brown and the jet colors are blue and white. And so I was like, oh, that can't be from them. And I was like, oh, let me not check that right now, I'm busy. And then I was like, wait, who would have emailed me? That's a J though. And I check and it's the JET program. And I lost my marbles. I got this email on the 7th of April. Some states got it on the 7th. A lot of other states got it on the 8th. So online, people were losing their minds. Like everyone was talking, have you gotten your results? Have you gotten your results? Have you gotten your results? And I'm over here like, no, I haven't. And I'm like, oh my God, did I not get it? Is that why I haven't like heard back yet? No, New York was just taking their sweet time. And so at 3:09 p.m., I get an email. Dear Zia, congratulations. We are pleased to inform you that you have been selected for the assistant language teacher position for 2026 Japan Exchange and Teaching Program. If you choose to accept this offer, you will be considered a shortlist candidate. Now, guys, when I tell you, I hadn't even like let myself consider the possibility of not getting into the program because I like couldn't mentally think about that. Like I'm in my senior year, I'm finishing school, like I need to pay attention. I live in the city, I commute to campus, I work 2 jobs. I don't have time to be stressed about whether or not the next step of my life is gonna work out the way I want it to or not. But it did. So I started crying. Like I couldn't even process what was happening. I just felt my chest expand with like joy. It was amazing. And then there's more waiting. This is the thing. Okay, I am so excited. I'm so excited to be a JET. Do not get me wrong. I am thrilled. But the amount of waiting, vile behavior, absolutely vile, torturous, and they know what they're doing. But it's kind of smart because you have to really stick with it. If you want to be a JET, you have to stick with it. Otherwise, you're bye-bye. So they have people who are committed, which is smart. I appreciate this concept, especially because as someone who loves to teach, I think a lot of people teach and don't really like teaching. And I know a lot of people want to move to Japan and use teaching as a way to get there, but don't really want to be teachers. My goal is to be a teacher. Like when I'm done with JET, I want to continue teaching. I would love to continue teaching in Japan. So for me, this is really important, but I understand why they take all these processes. And also there's thousands and thousands and thousands of applicants. I think in the US last year, they accepted 3,000 from the US and there were 5,000 JETs total. So it's a lot of people and a lot of people apply, so they have to sift through a lot. But now that I've been accepted, I still have to wait to figure out where the heck I'm going. The thing about the JET program is you do not get to choose where you go. Oh, no. You don't get to choose where you're going. No. They choose because they're going to fly you out there. They're going to pay you one of the highest salaries available for a teaching position in Japan, higher than a lot of main teachers are getting paid. They're going to put you wherever the hell they want to put you, and you're going to sit there and you're going to be happy about it because you're in Japan and you've got a job. And if you're a college student applying like me, you got a job straight out of college, a full-time, well-paying job. So you be happy. You be happy wherever you get put. I asked for one thing and one thing only, and that was just that I'm on the main island. Mostly because I have family in the Kanto region, which is like where Tokyo is. Most of my family is between Chiba and Kanagawa. Like my homestay family's in Kanagawa, my blood family's in Chiba and Tokyo. So I just asked that they put me on the main island, so that I can get to Kanto easily. Kanto is of course my preference. In Kanto, I don't have a preference. I would love to be put in Kanagawa, but I know that that's very unlikely. And then the other thing is I would love to be put in Tokyo, but that's really only because they have a 4-day work week from what I've understood, and they still get paid the same. And like, look, I like my job. I like teaching, but I also like exploring and going on adventures. And you can't go on as many adventures if you only have 2 days off, you know? So that is kind of how the app process went for me. And now I'm waiting to hear back about where the heck I'm going. And that's gonna be probably in May or early June, which is insane because early June, when I'm flying at the end of July, what do you mean? What do you mean? That being said, there are some things that you have to get done in between the processes, right? So after hearing back and accepting the position, I had to go get my fingerprints taken, background check done. I also had to go get a full physical and a tuberculosis test, blood test. So I'm waiting for that back. I also had to get a tuberculosis test done for my other job. So I know I don't have TB. Like, I would assume you would know if you have TB, but like, apparently some people don't. I don't know. So I'm waiting for that. And then the last thing is, which is why I think I might not get my placement until June. I can't wait anymore, guys. Like, I really can't. I have to wait until I get my diploma, my shiny little certificate, to scan to send to them so that they know I finished school. Because you do need a bachelor's for this. To sign up for this program and even apply, I had to have my school's registrar's office and my advisor sign off on a proof of expected graduation form. And it also requires them to say that they have no reason to believe I would not graduate on time. So like, your teachers need to think you're a good student and like there's no reason you would flunk. Mind you, I took a huge gap. Like I took a full gap year in between my sophomore and junior year. So they knew when I came back, like I'm a good student. I keep my grades up, but they had no reason to believe I wouldn't pass. But it's really important to know that you do need your school to say, yeah, this person's probably gonna graduate at the date that they say they will. So if you don't feel like that's what your teachers will say and you're interested in applying, I would start building up some of that rapport with your professors. Additionally, you are going to need references, so you would also want those. And if you're applying from university, you need one of them to be someone from your university, either your advisor, a professor, someone from the registrar's office, but somebody needs to be from your university if you want to apply while you're still in uni. And now, what's my last step? How I'm preparing. We talked about the application, when we hear back, all that good stuff. How I'm preparing. So, for me, because I've been to Japan so many times, I'm not like stressing about moving to Japan. I'm more stressing about leaving my family and a lot of my friends. I have friends in Japan. Like, I'm not going to be as lonely as a lot of people are who are moving there without anyone they know there, and I'm really grateful for that. But it is like kind of hard to know that I'm leaving my family for probably 5 years at a minimum. Even if Jet doesn't keep me for 5 years, I plan on staying for 5 at a minimum, if not living there permanently, you know? So I have a lot of relatives who are old, like almost 90. So that's hard. That's kind of tough to like leave them. And my best friend's not moving with me, and her and I have been like this since we were 14, you know? And it's bittersweet. But all that being said, these people all know how important this is to me, and they've all been so supportive and so helpful in this whole process. Like even my friends, like they're taking me shopping to look for clothes for me to have professional wear and all that good stuff. So it's been an adjustment emotionally now that it's solidified and very real. My mom's gonna come visit me like in August, so pretty soon after I get there, so that's good. And then my best friend's gonna come in December, and my other friend's gonna come in January. So I have some people that are like already buying tickets to come, so that's good. Yes, I know they don't know where I'm gonna live yet, but you always fly into Tokyo first, so they're just buying the tickets to Tokyo because you always have to fly into Tokyo, so it doesn't really change much. In terms of preparing other stuff, I'm really looking at clothes that will be professional and cooling, because those of you who haven't been in Japan in the summer might not realize this, but I'm Jamaican, okay? I can do heat. What I cannot do is heat with a bunch of clothes on. And in Japan, you gotta be covered up. Like, you can't, even like a spaghetti strap, even if it's a thick spaghetti strap, I'm talking like a strap like this, unacceptable. It needs to cover your shoulders, at least to here. So I'm trying to find clothes that are cool enough to get me through regular 90-degree heat and humidity. Very humid, because remember, Japan is an island and it feels like it does. I'm trying to figure out how to do that and still be professional and comfortable and nice. Because if I get irritated from the heat, y'all don't want to talk to me like that. I'm not gonna lie, it's not the best time to talk to me. I'm not gonna lie to you. So yeah, that's kind of what we're looking at. And I'm really just right now preparing for graduation, because that's what really gotta happen. Gotta do that. But yeah, so I'm moving to Japan, and I'm gonna be recording a lot of things and uploading a lot of videos from here on out. So I look forward to taking you guys along with me on the journey. If you have any questions, please feel free to leave them down in the comments below, or follow me on my Instagram right there, where you can also comment and DM me any questions you have. And I look forward to seeing you guys in the next video. Bye-bye!